People. Que pasa, sakpa, say what they do. Now people, the first part of the video is called Every Day the Bucket Goes to the Well, One Day the Bottom I Go Drop Out. And people, for 4 of these persons posing as taximen in a car I go around the whole of Jamaica I rob people left, right and center. The bottom of them bucket it fall out. Because based on information, it is said that due to the swift action of the Popo and the Jamaican Eye and also the Emergency Communication Center, them all 4 of them on Constant Spring Road yesterday at about 3:45 p.m. and based on the information, it is said 1 firearm was also seized, couple cell phone, couple purses, handbag, rete, lele, blue, blah, blend. Now people, if you remember, I did a couple of videos and I spoke about a security guard in which them take away him laptop and cuff him up. And I also played a couple of voice notes from different persons, women specifically, in which they were abducted, taken away, robbed, and them take away all of the money out of them account. Rete, lele, blue, blah, blank. So people, this is our next incident. I want you to take a listen, take a look at this, and then I'm going to give my piece.
Hi guys, I come to you to share this story of an incident that occurred on November 27th, 2020 as a means of bringing awareness to everybody as to what is going on. Not everything is being reported on the news, and sometimes what you don't know can really cost you a lot in the future. So let me make you aware as to what is going on. It has struck close to me now twice, and this time it devastated me even more because it's a friend of mine that's the same age and everything, so it could have happened to me. She went to take a taxi to go to work on the Friday, and around 7 o'clock at Harborview bus stop, a taxi came up, black, something close to a Noah, was a 7-seater, came up saying town, and she decided to go into the vehicle. Red plate, by the way. A gentleman was in the back with a woman, very cozy, and another man was in the front seat with the driver, and in that middle section there had an ex-man. She went in after the vehicle drove off. She didn't like the feeling she had, so she decided she wanted to come off. She asked the driver to let her off. She was met by a gun in her face to say she's not going anywhere. The other young lady in the back was also, then she realized that the young lady in the back was also crying, so it seemed she was also being robbed, or she's a part of the whole thing. They tie-strapped her, put her on the floor, and used her face mask to cover her eyes. They took her cards, they took her phones, and they asked for the password. They drove around to several ATMs to draw money from her card. Remember, this is Friday after payday, and she is a frontline worker. So this is just really sad that the persons that are putting out to ensure that we're doing good or trying to help out the COVID situation, you're doing this to them. So they drove around with her from 7 to about 11 o'clock in the vehicle, and they were trying to pick up other persons along the way. And when they searched her, they even at one point used her card at a store to do a point of sale, because after a point you can't draw any more money from the card, so they wanted to max out everything. They wiped her clean. All of her pay was removed from her account. Any money she had was removed from her account. And they picked up a woman that she decided she was just being very noisy, and they started to beat her, thump, lick, whatever was happening. She couldn't necessarily see what's going on, but she could hear what's going on. They threatened to shoot the woman, and I guess at this point, when they were holding the gun to her head, the lady stopped. This is an elderly woman, because they were advised once they stopped to pick up anybody, they're gonna draw the mask down to their mouth. They shouldn't look at them, the guys, and if they signal to anybody coming in, then they'll shoot them. So two guys in the vehicle had a gun. She was not seeing where she's going exactly. After they took her phones, after 11, they let her off at a location and gave her some fare and say she mustn't look after the vehicle drive. She must turn the other way after the vehicle drive off. Then she must go the opposite direction and go home. Guys, be careful. You would think that, oh, if it's a regular plate taxi, white plates, or they're just doing regular route, that is where, oh, you put yourself in danger. No, this was a red plate taxi, I repeat. So it's either we're going to decide we're going to boycott the taxi then, because all taximen know each other. And I must say, this is not the first time this same vehicle has been identified in robberies. My auntie had the same incident about 3 months back at another location in Washington, and it is the same man that is being described. If you see, I'm gonna advise you, stop take the 7-seater them, or I'll stop. I don't know exactly what we're gonna do, but something has to be done. If it is going to hurt their pockets, all taxi drivers, then maybe we'll get some help. And these incidents are being reported to the police station, but nothing is being done. I don't know why. I don't know the logistics as to how they can approach this, but I would think it is as simple as, okay, if this vehicle is being described, why can't we stop and search all vehicles with this description? When my friend showed up to the police station after they finally let her out, they were like, oh, this is the next girl from the incident, because the other two females would have reported what was going on. And I'm saying, was there a patrol out looking for a car of this description? This vehicle has been going around to several locations, guys. Washington Boulevard, Harborview. There was another location someone mentioned, I cannot remember. But we have to put a stop to this as to what is going on. We cannot work this hard for our money for somebody who is doing nothing whatsoever to just come and take it. The guys did not even have any ambition. The point of sale they did with her card was at a closed store to go buy sneakers. What kind of ambition you have? You're robbing people before you go buy food stuck in your house. I'm not promoting robbing. I'm saying these people have no ambition and they need to be caught. The driver is a fat black man. So if you see a 7-seater, fat black, and remember we're at bigger risk now because everybody is wearing masks. So you can't identify anybody. They're investigating, but it's hard to identify who it is because of the mask wearing. They took her cards, went into ATM machines and draw as much money as they could. She now has nothing, no pay, no phones. This is traumatizing. I would not want this to happen to anybody. So I'm just warning you all, and please share this voice note with as much people as you can, and let us help to put a stop to this. We can all work together to put a stop to this. Guys, please circulate it. Thank you.
Now people, when we listen to that voice note, a couple of things come to mind. There's a saying that if you can't thief, if you can't hide, don't thief. My granny always tell me that. And she was not encouraging me to thief. She was just telling me to be very careful. It is not easy to do crime and get away. And what we also see in Jamaica is a thing called copycat syndrome. As soon as one jackass see some people are the one thing that is negative, everybody and their mother are going to follow. And people, we sister persons have been making all sorts of reports. People are talking about this black 7-seater, and people, in this case, we are talking about a Toyota, I think, ISIS, a 7-seater black. Now, people, when we think about these criminals, it seems as if we have to take them to Jamal. And if you don't know what Jamal is a program for persons who are illiterate. So basically what I am saying is that these persons, they are not the sharpest tool in the shed. So basically they are doing stuff that are going to be detrimental to their health, to their career, and people, as it pertains to this career, we see that it is very short-lived. Because we see say as soon as them start, within a month or two, we see say it shut down, and then it kind of calms down for a few years or a few months, and people, some jackass start it all over again. Point blank and period. So people, me just say, based on what we've seen transparent in the last couple of months since late 2020, we see that these criminals, they need to choose a new career path because they obviously are not very good at crime. They obviously are not too smart. They obviously are doing stuff that people that are normal not supposed to do. They seem as if they are doing sorts of crimes that only some CRACK head are associated with. And based on what we also see is that with the implementation of the new specialized POPO and all sorts of POPO that are now investigating all sorts of crime, and also the Jamaica Eye, it seems as if these persons stand a lesser chance of success, and people, like me say, it seems as if they don't learn because every day them get up, them do the same old thing, and people, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting different result, and people, we see that result has been devastating for them career, point blank and period. Now when we listen to this lady in the voice notes, we hear she said that these men are very dumb, they are very petty, because they might take the people them credit card and they might go in a store and they might buy some bootleg. We are speaking about some Bobo shoes, so therefore they are criming for all sorts of petty stuff. And we hear a lot of occasions, we see so them a beat up the people might beg and a ball for them life, and people, that is the same thing that is going to happen to them, because people, just imagine the look on them face when them see the Popo siren on Constant Spring Road yesterday, when them see the lights and the lights are getting closer, and people, one thing we also realize with these thieves, them cannot drive, because like we see, most of them are some young men, and even in some cases are some stolen car or some other sort of criminal element that are renting these persons, these cars, to conduct all sorts of thieving to get a part. We are speaking about a percentage of the purse. We are speaking about the proceeds of crime. So the point that I am trying to make is this: the luxury lifestyle, the high roller lifestyle that they are trying to live, it is like a fleeting illusion that is never going to be attained, because people, it does not make any sort of sense. So the same way them have people that cry, I am speaking about the family members, I am speaking about mothers, I am speaking about grandmothers, I am speaking about the hard-working persons out there in Jamaica that work hard for their money. The same way that them have these people that cry, are the same way them a go cry, are the same way for them mother a go cry when the Popo put some can on them or send them go to the big yard and judge 100 years, throw the hammer or the gavel off of them, because people, the truth and the facts that they deserve it, point blank and period. And what is also very disturbing about this whole trend that we see, this disgusting trend that we see, is that there's also said to be women involved. So people like them say, birds of a feather, they flock together. And people, in this case, we are talking about some prison, but we are talking about the woman and the man them, because they think alike and they have the same sort of mentality. And people, nobody can look at each other or the other person in the eye and say, you know, say a foolishness this. You know that we are going to get caught sooner or later. And people, like I said, that was the case in this case. So people, the moral of the story is that there is only one way in life to make it, and that is to follow the right path. Whatever else that you do, easy come, easy go. And people, that also talks about your life, point blank and period. So people, we have to give props to the Popo once again, because we were concerned that the Popo were not doing their job. However, we said they were investigating and us laying at the cut. However, they need to put in more work and make sure say we take all of these thieves off of the road, especially in the Yuletide season, because we see that they are on a rampage. So people, if we can wet up a few of them in the process, that is also good. And when we talk about wet you up, we not talk about the gardening, point blank and period. So anyways people, that is my views on the whole thing as it pertains to that. And like me say, it is just my views and opinion. It is not the gospel. Your views and opinion can be respectfully different from mine, but let me know what you think in the comment section. Bless up.